Hello, listeners. Today we're going to talk about SEO on Amazon, search engine optimization on Amazon. Regular listeners of this podcast know that I've talked about SEO for Google and different search engines in the past, but today I'm going to talk about Amazon because with over 30,000 Amazon storefronts and millions of dollars, actually billions of dollars passing through Amazon, getting optimized on Amazon, if you're a storefront, if you're an e-commerce, a retailer, or anything of that nature, and you want to sell something on Amazon, you really need to understand how SEO is done on Amazon. And it's not the same. I mean, there are commonalities between SEO on Google and search engines versus the SEO on Amazon. And there's definitely skill sets that transfer over, and there's definitely strategies that transfer over. But SEO on Amazon is slightly different. You need to take a slightly different keyword strategy. You need to take a slightly different pricing and image and video strategy when it comes to the way you post that content, how you put that in there. And Amazon's SEO really does view you as a store. Like any store, you need to make sure your inventory is stocked. People say good things about you. You can deliver. You can actually get your products in the hands of your customers and that they leave a good product review, right? So their algorithm is designed to be able to measure you and evaluate you based on a wider or different set of terms and strategies versus the way SEO evaluates your website when it comes to search listings. So if you're an e-retailer, or you're thinking about selling products on Amazon as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, or if you're a marketing manager for a company that sells on Amazon, this is a great episode for you to get caught up and get up to speed on how you can improve your SEO on Amazon. So let's get started. Welcome to the latest episode of Corner Your Market. I'm your host, Sailes Kimide. In this podcast, I talk about all things digital marketing, from website design and development to SEO and PPC, as well as paid advertising, email marketing, social media, and anything in between. If you're a small business owner, a marketing manager in a company, or an entrepreneur, this podcast is for you. So tune in every Thursday at 10 a.m. You'll gain some practical insights, new strategies, tactics, and tools that will help you grow your business. To subscribe, go to corneryourmarketpodcast.com and select the podcast app of your choice. Then you can hit subscribe within those apps. That again is corneryourmarketpodcast.com. Also, don't forget to like and share our individual episodes. You can also leave a review in the app once you've listened to one of our episodes. Amazon, not the jungle, but the website. Yep, we're going to talk about Amazon today. And if you're an e-commerce store or you sell products online, obviously you've considered Amazon, or at least open a storefront on Amazon as a way to boost your sales, right? Not exactly sure if that'll make sense for you given the business dynamics of everything, but I did get asked recently about SEO on Amazon, and I have done some Amazon storefronts, tried to sell ebooks and all that kind of stuff way back when. Haven't really looked at Amazon as an e-commerce platform for a while. And so I looked into SEO on Amazon and whether it makes sense for some e-commerce websites. And I've got some clients that are e-commerce, and I also run into quite a few people that are selling stuff and they're e-commerce as well. So obviously, if you are a retailer, online retailer, you should consider it. I mean, there are 30,000 Amazon storefronts that range, that represents a wide range of brands from small businesses to large corporations. I mean, Amazon storefronts generate billions of dollars in sales, and a lot of revenue for brands comes from Amazon, right? So there's a reason why they are the number one e-commerce retailer on the internet. I mean, some of the more common, items that are found on Amazon are, fashion, electronics, home goods, things like that. But even if you're not in those categories, I'm sure you could still use Amazon. The average Amazon storefront has about 100 products. Some storefronts have thousands of products. And then I found a study by Jungle Scout. I'll drop the link in the show notes. Jungle Scout found that the average Amazon storefront generates about $52,000 in sales per year. I mean, I don't know if that's a big number for you or a small number for you, but that's average across 30,000 storefronts. Big storefronts, I'm sure, create, if you've got a good brand and a good following, I'm sure that number is much, much higher. But it's still a decent average number to work with. Seller Zen, another study by, I think they're medium.com, they say $48,000 in sales per year for the average storefront, right? So, but the top 10% of Amazon storefronts generate over $1 million in sales per year. So there's definitely a wide range there, right? So something to consider if you are a e-commerce brand. Small businesses, people expect to be able to, just go on Amazon and find your product. It can help with increasing your visibility, search terms, all that kind of stuff. It's a great option. So what I want to do today is talk a little bit about what is SEO on Amazon. Let's say you did create a storefront and you did put your products on there. How do you optimize your storefront? How do you optimize your product feed and all that kind of stuff? I'll go through the fundamentals of that. I'll also talk about how it might be different from SEO on Google. You might be familiar with SEO on Google and not be so familiar with SEO on Amazon. So I'll go over that one as well. But and then talk a little bit about, does it require a special skill? Do you need somebody else to do it for you? Can you do it yourself, especially if you've done SEO on Google? I'll talk about that as well. So let's dive in. Let's talk about SEO in the context of Amazon listings and what is involved in the process of optimizing various elements of your product page to improve its visibility and rankings within Amazon's search results, right? So let's talk about that. Obviously, you want to do SEO on Amazon because it helps with visibility. Amazon has millions of products. Like I said, 30,000 storefronts. So you're competing with a lot of people. So you do need to optimize your listings. Bloom Reach did a study and found that 55% of consumers start their product search on Amazon. So that's a big chunk of people. So doing your SEO on Amazon is very important because you want to get that person to see your product right away. Optimized listings obviously get higher conversion rates. Again, Jungle Scout found that sellers who focused on optimizing their product titles and keywords experienced an average increase in conversion rates of 17%. That could be a big number for you depending on your sales volume. Enhanced customer experience. Implementing SEO on your Amazon product page not only helps with visibility and conversion, but also improves the overall customer experience, right? So that's very, very important as well. And then, a lot of people have made lots of videos on YouTube about how their SEO on Amazon helped them, get sales increase. This one guy, I'm not going to name him because I don't know him and I don't want to be, feeling like I'm endorsing him. If I knew him, I'd endorse him. But if I knew a little bit about him, I'd endorse him. But anyway, this guy is claiming that he has a 300% increase in Amazon sales based on optimizations alone. So anyway, so I guess I talked about, what is SEO on Amazon by just talking about the benefits of SEO on Amazon. So let's break this down a little bit. How is it done? What is the fundamentals of SEO on Amazon? Well, the fundamentals of SEO, like in any SEO, begins with keywords, right? Keyword optimization is a crucial aspect of Amazon SEO. And what I mean by that is not the keywords that you think is going to work, but keywords that your users are going to use to find you, right? So, and the way, it's not just finding the keywords though, right? So it's also about how you put those keywords in your product titles, where you put it in your bullet points, where you put it in your product description. And Amazon also has this feature for back-end search terms, kind of like what Google called meta keywords way back when. They don't do that anymore, but they used to call it meta keywords, where you can add keywords in the back end to basically help people index, help people find, or their algorithm uses it and kind of helps the listing. So keywords is critical. So find your keywords for the storefront, Find your keywords for your products. Have unique keywords as much as possible. Competitive, high volume, but less competitive if you can. Long tail, very important. And so make that a priority. Now, the second thing that's important is your product title. The product title is the most important element of your listing. It is the description about your product. It should be concise, informative, and include relevant keywords. A well-optimized product title helps both customers and search algorithms understand what your product is about. It should accurately describe the main features, benefits, and unique selling points of your product. Another part of optimizing your SEO or your Amazon store or your product is bullet points and product descriptions. The bullet points and product descriptions provide an opportunity for more detailed information about your product. So incorporate your keywords there, highlight your key features and benefits, address customer pain points. I don't see a lot of people doing that. What problem does your product solve? And make it a little bit salesy too, put some persuasive language to encourage conversion. Say, hey, get it now, or should not pass on this, or unique offer, or something like that, right? So put that in there. But you do need to, I'm sure their algorithm is like Google. They're not gonna, you don't want to be too salesy or too keyword heavy on that. You got to find a balance between SEO optimization and making it compelling and informative for the buyer. Another thing that is very important for Amazon is images and videos. Visual assets play a crucial role in attracting and engaging customers, and their algorithm really prioritizes it. Now that's a little different than I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but that's a little different than Google, because Google, if you're trying to optimize, let's say, a post, images and videos don't play that big of a role in the optimization. I mean, you can optimize your images and optimize your videos on YouTube, but that's a different story. But in terms of the actual content on that page, it's strictly looking at the text. So that's a big difference. And then reviews and ratings, again, Google does not prioritize that necessarily, although it is becoming bigger and bigger part of your e-commerce listing. But reviews and ratings is critical. I mean, you got to get them right. So encouraging people that buy your product to write the reviews, getting good reviews, descriptive reviews, reviews that tell your story, that maybe reinforces your keywords, and things like that are very important. So positive customer reviews and ratings are essential for Amazon SEO. Encouraging customers to leave reviews and providing excellent customer service can lead to higher ratings and increased trust. If you get a negative review, respond, address, figure out a way to turn that negative into a positive. Sometimes you can't do it, but a lot of times you can. You do need to give that your best. It's very important. The other one is back-end search terms. Back-end search terms are hidden keywords. I mentioned earlier, they're kind of like the meta keywords that Google phased out. I don't know, maybe a decade ago, a while back. But the back-end search terms helps Amazon search algorithm understand the relevance of your listing to specific search queries. Incorporating relevant keywords in the back-end search terms can improve your listing's visibility for those keywords, even if they are not explicitly mentioned in the visible section of your product page. So very important that you have that very concisely done. Now, a couple of strategies here when you're trying to optimize. You do need to take a slightly different approach to your product page versus your store page, because your store page has a lot of your products, but the product page is specific to that product. Product page optimization should focus on optimizing your individual product listing. Kind of goes without saying, right? So product-specific words, product-specific features, product-specific benefits, product-specific, language, pain points, and all that kind of stuff. Whereas your store is more about, your value, why they should trust you, why they should buy from you, a clear, concise category description, using your, what space are you in, who do you serve, what can you expect, high selling items, low selling items, your reviews, and all that kind of stuff. So the idea there is your store page is there to build trust and also promote all of your products, whereas your product page, you're trying to go for the kill in terms of the sale, right? So that's kind of the difference there. So there does seem to be a little bit of a difference in the way in which you might approach those two different pages. So again, it's not rocket science, but it does take effort using relevant keywords, writing clear and concise product descriptions, using high quality images and videos. Something that is also very important for Amazon's algorithm is how you price your product. Right now, that is something that is completely not factored in, at least that I know of on the Google SEO side, but on the Amazon SEO side, pricing your product competitively is very, very important. Offering free shipping and other incentives to boost sales also plays a role in optimization, right? So because it's a storefront, right? It's not just a helpful, relevant area, right? If I go to Amazon and I'm searching for, I don't know, batteries, I'm looking at the price, I'm looking at the shipping, I'm looking at all that kind of stuff, right? So whatever they're buying, the search listing that shows up has to be relevant to what I'm searching for, but also has to be attractive from an offer and engagement perspective. So something that is very important for you when you're optimizing your Amazon product page or your Amazon storefront, right? So anyway, so that's very important. Also staying up to date, keeping your listing updated with any new products, any new features, any new news, promotions, anything related to your product or your service is very important. Again, staying updated, all that means is that the algorithm knows that you're not just a set it and forget it shop, that there's 15 reviews, you haven't responded to them, there's 3 negative, their listing was created 9 months ago. I'm sure they see activity like in terms of sales and stuff like that, but I mean, is there anything new going on? What's going on? Even retailers, if you go to a store, they're always moving their shelves around. They're always moving their products around. They're putting new things on there, taking things down. So think of it that way. Think of it as a store online that you're needing to tend to, care to, uploading new images, videos, getting new getting new, seasonal, messages out there, just to kind of keep your page and your storefront updated, right? So that's kind of the tip. There are some commonalities, obviously, from the SEO that you do on Google, but like I said, so let's go over how different is this SEO on Amazon compared to the SEO on Google. So I do see a slight difference in the way in which you approach your keyword strategy. On Amazon, it's pretty, because it's so competitive and there's people looking for very specific products and in very specific situations, you do need to focus on long tail keywords. Now, long tail keywords are those keywords that have relatively low search volume, but when you add them all together, it becomes high. Think of it as like a exponential decay curve. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's a curve where, anyway, I'm not going to get into the details of it. I have it visualized in my brain, but I just don't know if I can really explain it to you here. But it's an exponential curve that tends towards the asymptote, but it just keeps going. So that's the long tail. It just keeps going, right? So that's kind of the origin of that term. But anyway, on Amazon, you need to have a lot of long tail keywords specific to your product and product category. Whereas on Google, you can target a wider range of keywords, including short tail keywords, the one that has very, very high traffic, and branded keywords. The branded keywords might not be relevant if you're a small business in Amazon. So don't focus on branded keywords. Nobody's going to Amazon and searching for the local storefront, right? They don't know. I mean, your user is global or across the country. So they're looking for product categories and products. They're not looking for the brand necessarily. So you don't need to focus on that on Amazon, but on Google, you do. People search for your brand all the time. So that's the difference in the keyword strategy. Amazon, long tail keywords on Google, short tail as well as long tail and branded keywords. So slightly different strategy there. Product descriptions, your product descriptions are more important on Amazon SEO than for Google SEO. Google takes into factor title tags are only a limited number of, it's only a limited importance. It's important, but it's not as, there's other factors for Google SEO, right? For Amazon SEO, it's a bigger factor. So your product description is very, very important. Images and videos, I think I covered this a little bit. I got ahead of myself earlier, but images and videos are more important for Amazon SEO than they are for Google SEO. On Amazon, customers often use images and videos to help them decide which product to buy. So it needs to be high quality, well optimized. And also the search algorithm uses that more on Amazon than it does on Google. Pricing, I mentioned that very briefly. People are on Amazon buying based on price as well. So Amazon's algorithm takes into account the price of your product when ranking it in search results. It's not so important for Google because Google uses a lot of other different factors, but Amazon price is important. So keep an idea of that. You don't want to be an outlier. So everybody's selling for 12 to 15 and you're 35. That's different, right? Or everybody's selling for 12 to 15 and you're 5. Why are you 5? So anyway, your brand's reputation is a factor on Amazon SEO, even though from a keyword perspective, brand might not be important as a keyword, but your reputation from a rankings and reviews perspective for your storefront is important. Amazon's algorithm takes into account the number of positive reviews that your product received when they're making the ranking, right? And also your volume. How much are you pushing through the door, right? That's also a factor as well because they want volume. So brand reputation is important, rankings, reviews important, and then the amount that you're selling is important. So what I mean by that is you may need to provide some incentives for people to buy at the very beginning, just so you can get that volume out the door. And then that can start playing a factor in the rankings that you go further on, later on. You can probably stop those promotions and stop those incentives once your rankings pick up and you get to a certain point where you're getting the volume that you need. So keep that in mind as well. Now, does it require special skills to do this? Yes and no. I mean, SEO is a skill, right? It's not a science. It's an art. It's somewhere between art and science. So there are some things to keep in mind when you're doing SEO on Amazon. There is the keyword research part. You want to use, Amazon's own keyword research tool. There are very Amazon-specific search tools like Merchant Words and Jungle Scout that you can use to identify popular search terms related to your product. You can incorporate these keywords strategically into your product title, bullet titles, description, and back-end search terms. You need to be able to optimize your product titles. You want to keep your titles concise, informative, and within Amazon's character limit of around 200 characters. You need to be able to write compelling bullet points and descriptions. You need high-quality images and enhanced content. You need to monitor and optimize your conversion rates. So you need to continuously monitor your conversion rate and make data-driven optimizations. You can analyze your customer behavior, such as click-through rates and bounce rates, to identify areas for improvement. So you do need to spend some time on the back end of Amazon store to see what you can do to continually improve and optimize. And then also, obviously, you need a review strategy. You need to make sure that you are encouraging your users to leave reviews through an email strategy or product inserts or incentives. Amazon provides lots of guidelines, so you can go and read about that as well. That's an important part of your search algorithm, so I would do that. And then competitor analysis. You do need to keep an eye on your competitors, see how they're doing, what you can learn from them, who are the new players, who is pushing high volume, who's not. So anyway, sufficient inventory is also a big issue here that comes up. If you are all of a sudden late, you don't have enough volume, you can't fulfill all the orders, that can be a problem. So consider monitoring your competitors' prices and adjusting your pricing strategy accordingly. Manage your inventory. And it's just like a store. I mean, I think I'm talking a lot about SEO here, but at the end of the day, an Amazon storefront is really just a store. everything that you would do to make sure that your store has a good reputation and is well stocked and has good pricing, you would do an Amazon store as well, right? So Amazon also offers advertising options such as sponsored products, sponsored brands, and all that kind of stuff. So that might be something to consider as well. So that's pretty much the skills that you would need. I think I just talked about the special skills. You don't necessarily need special skills, but those are the things that you're going to need to be able to do. As a business owner, you may not be able to do it yourself. You can hire an agency to help you with that. You can hire freelancers to help you with that. But you do need to apply some resources to make sure that this work is done effectively. It's done properly. It's done in a way in which it's done professionally, and it's done in a way in which it actually delivers results for you, because you definitely want to be on the top end, that top 10%, making over $1 million a year on your Amazon store, right? So anyway, so I think I covered most of what I wanted to cover today. I talked about the behemoth or the elephant in the room that is Amazon. When it comes to e-commerce, nobody can match Amazon. I know Walmart's trying to do it, and there's other people that are trying to do it, but Amazon is the place to be. A lot of small business owners are putting their stores on Amazon, so it's getting more and more competitive with every passing day. So in this episode, I shared what is Amazon SEO, how can you do SEO on Amazon. I shared the fundamentals of doing SEO on Amazon. I also shared how SEO on Google is different from SEO on Amazon. And I also talked about any special skills and skill sets that you might need in order to be able to do SEO on Amazon effectively. So with that, I say go and get your store optimized, get your products listed, make some money on Amazon. And I end this episode by encouraging you to go be an effective marketer. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time. If you're a small business owner, a marketer in a company, or an entrepreneur, this podcast is for you. You'll become better educated and informed when it comes to digital marketing. And if you implement the strategies, tactics, and tools I discuss in this podcast, your business will grow and prosper. To subscribe, go to corneryourmarketpodcast.com. That again is corneryourmarketpodcast.com. You can also search for Corner Your Market in Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, or wherever you get your podcast, and you can subscribe through those apps. Also, don't forget to like and share our individual episodes. You can also leave a review. Finally, I would love to hear from you, so if you have any questions, feedback, or general comments about the topics I discuss, feel free to send me an email. I will be sure to share and discuss your feedback on the air if it will benefit our listening audience. You can write to me at connect@corneryourmarketpodcast.com. Just put listener comment in the subject line. That email again is connect@corneryourmarketpodcast.com. Thanks for listening. I look forward to being back next week. Until then, be good and do good.